It just makes it so much easier, and they keep going over the same ones over and over, and your child will eventually pick up these concepts. Hi guys and welcome, my name is Bonnie, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the Abeka Arithmetic 6 Math Workbook. So I had somebody recently comment on my other video, the unboxing video, asking me if I would do a flip through of the math book for 6th grade. And since I have a soon-to-be 6th grader, I thought, why not? Why not go ahead and get a closer look at this book? So I'll be showing you this book, doing a flip through in more detail. I'll also be going over the answer key to the workbook, as well as the quizzes and the tests and the speed drills that your children will be taking, and a glimpse at the answer key. And then at the end of the video, I'll be going over the video manual for just math, and I'll be going over the parent-led for math, and I'll be sharing with you some helpful hints and some tips that have worked for me using Abeka Math. So I will give you a more closer look at the math book, and here we go.
Okay, so here we have the Arithmetic 6 Work Text 4th edition book. And we have the inside, and we have just some bullet points here about what arithmetic is on the inside cover. Then it gives you a little bit in depth about the text, the exercises that are involved, the material and how it's presented, and some helpful hints here. And on the other page, we have the contents. Chapter 1 is whole numbers. Section 2 are the measures. Chapter 3 is factoring. Chapter 4 is fractions. Then we have decimals, additional skills, problem-solving strategies. Then we have the percents. Those are always fun. We have some graphs. And we have some geometry, which we also had in 5th grade. And then we have algebra, which my son is really liking the introduction to algebra in the 5th grade. Practical arithmetic, that's always good to have. Interest. Additional skills, and at the end of the book, they have supplementary exercises if you want to do more. They have homework lessons and the handbook. So section 1 is adding whole numbers. So Abeka is known for having good review. They always review at the end of the workbook. And it shows you they have lesson 1. Here's lesson 2. So this is basically just a review of what you've learned up until this point, of what your child has learned. And when you see this section, write the number that your teacher dictates. If he's using the video, then the teacher on the video will tell you these. If you're not using the video, then it will be in the parent-led curriculum lesson plans. And then they have a Bible verse on each lesson. So now we're on lesson 3, multiplying whole numbers. And this is usually as big as they usually get. Some more numbers for dictation. Then you have dividing the whole numbers. So this is still all just basic review. So usually like the first 20 lessons or so is going to be a refresher course, rounding off whole numbers. And then you have review. And then checking by casting out 9s. So this is interesting to do. But is it necessary? No. I think it's good to go over, and sometimes it's fun, but do you really need to learn how to do this? No. A lot of parents that I know say they skip the casting out 9s. We definitely skip it for division. But if you would like your child to learn it, that is up to you. If you are accredited, then I believe that you must learn how to do it. I'm not quite sure if it is on the tests. I don't believe that it is, at least in 5th grade it is not. Then you're on lesson 7, and they usually have, every 5 or 6 lessons or so, they will have a general review, which is basically going over everything that your child has already learned. And they will usually have this yellow strip for review. And sometimes if we are behind, we will just skip the review page. If I think that my child knows it all, then we will skip it. Linear measures. Those are always a little bit tricky for some children. Measures of capacity. Measures of time. So I'm going to go through them a little bit quicker. Measures of weight. Converting measures. Converting metric measures. This is always the more difficult one. 4-digit divisors. Isn't that fun? Roman numerals. Something that I'm not quite sure if the public school still does or not. A general review. This is lesson 17, I believe. Yes, it has that yellow border. Divisibility rules. How do you know if you can divide a number by a certain number? And at the end of it, sometimes in the review, they'll have these problem-solving strategies, which is good. We always do those. So divisibility, introduction to factoring. Prime and composite numbers. Prime factoring. Division of primes. Doesn't everybody love that? Factoring tree, which is good to learn, but we never really use it. We always usually use division by primes. And for my high school, we do the division of primes too. Greatest common factor, GCF. Now, sometimes your child may know these in their head without having to do division of primes, so we do that too. Least common multiples. And a review at lesson 26. Exponents. Introduction to fractions. Lesson 28. Proper and improper fractions. Class practice. And on the back, more practice and a review of what they've been learning so far in 6th grade. Adding fractions. That's lesson 30. Subtracting fractions. Subtracting fractions with borrowing. Multiplying fractions. And then review on the back. And they always have. Abeka has these fun mazes. I love the colors. I love the mazes they throw in here every once in a while. Cancelization. This is lesson 35. Dividing by a fraction. Review of dividing fractions. Some measurements, some clocks. And then you have a problem-solving strategy on the back of the review page. Lesson 38, Introduction to Decimals. Comparing decimals. Adding and subtracting decimals. You're on lesson 40. Multiplying decimals. Dividing decimals by whole numbers. And then on the back, you have a review. And then you will have your homework at the bottom. So I don't think they start doing homework until, let me go back. It's lesson, what lesson was it that I see they started? So they give you like a week or two to get the hang of it. Then on lesson 12, they may start doing homework. And it looks like in 5th grade, it's not every day. It's like every other day. And it looks like it's the same thing for 6th grade. It's every other day. So let me jump back up to the lesson I was on. Fraction decimal equivalence. This is really good for them to memorize. Make them flashcards if you don't have them. If you don't have the concept cards, these are very, very important to memorize. I highly recommend it. So these are also good for them to memorize. It makes it easier. Finding discounts. Oh boy. You need to know how to do that, especially in today's economy. Estimating answers and percent problems during lesson 61. Percents ending in fractions. Percents over 100%. More or less and percent. Fractions and percent. Less than 1%. Basic concepts in geometry. So we're on lesson 93. Basic concepts. So we skipped a couple probably for tests. Geometric shapes. Perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter of a square. Perimeter of other polygons. Converting measures to find perimeter. You're at lesson 98. Perimeter review. Introduction to area. And then you have a general review at lesson 101. And then you have area of a square. the parallelogram. Area of a triangle. Review of area and perimeter, congruent triangles. Then you have another general review. You're at lesson 108. Introduction to the circle. Using a compass in 6th grade. More work with the compass. Finding the base. Review of percents. So we're going back to percents here. Using diameter to find circumference. Using radius to find circumference. Review of the circle. Problem-solving strategies. Area of a circle. Review of geometry. Lesson 119. Circle review. Lots of good review. I just love Abeka. General review. Lesson 121. Measuring angles in a circle. So here you have your protractor. Constructing angles in a circle. Constructing circle graphs. Circle review. Areas, I remember the areas of complex figures. Oh boy. You're at lesson 127. Angles. Measuring angles. Constructing angles. Review of geometry. Here at lesson 131. Bisecting angles. Triangles. General review. Order of operations. I love this part. Algebraic multiplication. Getting into algebra, solving equations. My sons always love this part. It looks very intimidating, but you guys, it's not as bad as it seems. Review of equations, general review. Lesson 141, review of algebra and geometry. Compound measures. I did not really care for that, but it was easy. Subtracting compound measures. Multiplying compound measures. Review of compound measures. You're at lesson 147, two-step equations. Temperature, converting temperatures. They will need that for science as well. Converting Fahrenheit to Celsius. You have your temperature review. Some algebra. Complete the chart. This is lesson 150. You have a general review. Time around the earth. Time zones in the United States. Latitude. Extracting the square root. Negative numbers. Lesson 157. Introduction to banking. Finding simple interest. Interest by month. General review. Lesson 161. Installment buying. Planning a budget. Measuring electricity. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. Reading the electric meter. That's neat. For lesson 166, gas meters. General review, lesson 168. General review for lesson 169. And that is it. A test is for 170. And then at the bottom, you have supplementary exercises that just basically go over the key concepts of math for the 6th grade. So you can use these during the summer. So I recommend doing these during the summer. Giving your children some math over the summer is so great. So when they come back, they're not looking at you like a deer in headlights. Like they can't remember how to do anything. That's the most frustrating thing. So give them a math problem a day is what I do. One math problem a day to go over these. Okay, so you have supplementary review. And then you have your homework problems. So you would have to tear out your homework. Oh, it starts in lesson 6. So I thought it started in lesson 12. It's lesson 6. And some people say they don't do all the homework. If you want to just highlight the ones that your children are having problems with and have them just do those, or you can have your children do all of them. That is completely up to you. So the homework is in the back. I usually just cut them out or tear them out at the back. And then what do we have? Homework problems, and I think that's it at the end. Yes, just the homework problems. So that is just a quick look. Well, actually, it's a pretty thorough look of the Arithmetic 6 math book. And I am going to let you guys look at the quizzes and tests. Here we go. This is the big enchiladas here. So your speed drills are with the quizzes and tests. So they usually have a speed drill every day unless they have a quiz or a test. And you can keep their score on the back page. So you'll have multiplication, you'll have division, and then you have a quiz. So should you time your children, that is up to you. The goal is to be quick with some of this so that they're not sitting there for hours trying to do basic multiplication or basic addition. If they know the facts well enough to do it quickly. Here's your quiz. Here's your speed drills. There's test 2. Here's some more speed drills. There's a quiz 3. The quizzes are usually just this front page. They're not the back. Then here's some more speed drills. There's your test 3. Speed drills, test 4. So basically you get the gist. It's speed drills, quiz, test, usually. And then you have your speed drills, your quizzes, your speed drills, and then your tests. So they lengthen out the time in between the tests. So that is what they look like. Let me see if I can get one where it's more of... That's test 15, and there are 17 tests. So the last test is quite a few more pages. So 1, 2, 3, it's usually 6 pages, or 5 to 6 pages. That's the very last test, right? And then you have your teacher quiz test and speed drill, which is pretty self-explanatory. It has all the answers in it, and sometimes it will show you step by step how to get the answer, which is nice. How do they get the answer? What are the steps for the story problems? What are the steps for the perimeter so that you can show your children what exactly the steps are? And this is lesson 107. So it's very thorough, at least in 6th grade, of how they got the answer, how your children should have gotten the answer. And they usually want your children to write out the steps. Show your work on notebook paper. So this is the answer key for the quizzes and tests. So here is the work text key. So it's the answers to the workbook for the children. Some parents don't get these because they feel like they don't need them. If you don't think you need them, you don't have to get them. I always like it because I can see step by step what he has messed up, what he hasn't done correctly. Instead of me having to start from ground zero and working my way through, I can say, oh, you messed up here, and we can just correct up into that spot. So it has all the 170 lessons, all the answers to the math book. I recommend getting this, especially for 6th grade. It just makes it a lot easier for you as the parent to just be able to flip through and see which ones they need help with, which ones you have to explain in further detail. So this is it for the Arithmetic 6 for Abeka. So I'm going to turn it around and talk some more. Okay, so I'm not going to flip it over so soon, but I just wanted to give you a quick look at the video manual if you were doing the DVD. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It goes over each subject. So this is arithmetic that we're focusing on. It tells you the pages. AR is arithmetic. It tells you the quiz. It tells you the pages of the quiz and what you need for the test. It tells you the lesson. So this is how you prepare. Then you need to check their homework from the prior class, hand out, collect, grade, and record the arithmetic quiz 4. Check the arithmetic pages 67 through 68. Okay, and then it goes on to the different ones for reading. And then so on and so on. Have your speed drill ready, the pages that they're going to be going over, their homework. And it is very, very self-explanatory. And it gives you these little helpful hints too. So this can be difficult for your child. I'm trying to find one that might be a little bit different. Then it says, have your tests ready. Then you can check your homework for the previous night, hand out, collect grades, and record your test. See the arithmetic section in the front of this manual for information regarding averaging. How to average. It's very, very self-explanatory. And in the back, you have your 6th grade progress report where you would record all of your grades for the subjects. And if you were doing math, let's see, arithmetic is here. Your speed drill average. So basically you just add them all up to that point, and then you divide by how many they are. Excuse me, and here's your tests. And then you sign. So that is basically it if you were doing the video manual.
Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the video going over the Arithmetic 6 math books in more detail. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about the manual. So if you're doing the DVD program for the Arithmetic 6, basically all that you need is what was in the video. You don't need to get any of the extras. You don't need to get, unless you want to, you don't need to get the concept cards. You don't need to get the flashcards because they go over those on the video. So the teacher goes over those and has those and shows those on the video. So if you're having the video, you don't really need to have those extra manipulatives for the math curriculum. So basically you just have your video manual and you have your books and your workbooks and your quizzes and your tests, what was previously shown, and that is exactly it. Now, if you are parent-led, you are only going to get basically what was also in the video, except you will also get the curriculum lesson plans. So the curriculum lesson plan will have all the steps for each day for the arithmetic math for you to do each day. It will tell you what problems to put on the board. It will tell you what flashcards to get out. It will tell you what concept cards to get out. It will tell you what charts to get out if you plan on using them. So some people get the curriculum and they don't buy any of the extras. They don't buy the flashcards. They don't buy the concept cards. So you can just skip all that. My advice to you is I've always felt like the flashcards and the concept cards were extremely helpful when teaching math. So if you just do the parent-teacher kit and the child kit, you can add on the extras, or you can get what's called the complete parent kit for the Arithmetic 6, and it will come with all of the extras. Or you can buy them individually. So when I previously did 5th grade and 6th grade with my older son, I bought all the manipulatives. I bought all the flashcards. So I can just give you a quick look. These are the division flashcards. When you get your curriculum lesson plans for math, they will tell you, which ones to do. So you can make your own, or you can go and you can buy the Abeka flashcards. I highly, highly suggest that you buy these. And these are $18. They're not very expensive. Well, I think they might be more than $18, but these are so easy to have. They tell you which ones to pull out for the day. It makes it super easy, and you don't have to be full rushed to prepare for these flashcards. And these are good. You can use these forever. So here's what it looks like for the division flashcards. They also have them for subtraction. They have them for addition. They have them for multiplication. And I found them so helpful. Also, what is helpful is the Arithmetic 5 through 8 concept cards. So when you order the concept cards, you're not just getting it for 5th grade, you're getting it for the grades 5th grade through 8th grade, and these are phenomenal. So if you're not doing the DVD and you're doing parent-led, I suggest you get the concept cards. And these are going to cost you a little bit, but they are so helpful when you're going over the main parts of the math lesson. And if you get the curriculum lesson plan, it will tell you, pull out concept card. I can't see because I don't have my glasses, but it has a number here at the bottom. They will tell you which cards to pull out, and it just makes it so much easier. and they keep going over the same ones over and over, and your child will eventually pick up these concepts if you have these concept cards. So I advise you, my suggestion is to get the concept cards at least if you're not going to get anything else. Now they also have flashcards, they have the concept cards, they have the tables and the fact charts, which look like this. So you'll get some tables and fact charts, which will have the multiplication and the division on them. And it also has the counting chart up to 200. So these are just really, they're more visual aids for your child, and your children will really like these. So they have place value, and they have money, and they have the quarts and the pints. So it gives them more of a visual aid of what to expect, and it's easier for them to learn if they have pictures to actually see the material that's being taught to them. So I advise you to buy those. Yes, they're expensive, but you can use them for so many grades, and you can use them over and over and over and over again. So basically, oh, here's my glasses. Basically for Arithmetic 6, I'm going to put up some pictures up ahead. The child kit comes with just what you've seen. It comes with the book, the quizzes, and the tests. That's it. The parent kit comes with the curriculum lesson plans. It comes with the work text key, and it comes with the quizzes and the text key if you're buying them separately. If you're buying them in the kit, it should come with everything. If you get complete, it will come with all of the extras, which is what I just showed you. If you get the essentials, then it's just going to have the basic ones. So you can go online and you can see all of them. I also recommend the rapid calculation cards. So they'll have like rapid drills. Some of them are story problems, some of them are addition, some of them are like long division, some of them are just questions, but they help your child and they reinforce the concepts that are being taught every day to your children. It just makes it so much more easier. So hopefully that has answered everything. If you have any questions or if you want me to show you any books, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good year homeschooling, and take care. God bless.